Good morning, guys. My name is Clay Shidler, and we're headed out here on my brand new Gulf Shore 26. I just took delivery of this boat about a week ago. This is the third trip I've ran on it. We got Mike and Brian. They're down from New Jersey, and we're gonna do a bunch of catch and release gag fishing. We may try and catch a couple snook, and probably a couple cobias mixed in. There's been quite a few showing up just on all the little rock piles and ledges that we're gonna be grouper fishing on. It looks like it's gonna be a beautiful day. You know, we're getting toward the end of spring, pushing into summer. It's really been a beautiful week of weather, and gonna have a little south breeze today. Start catching some bait. Honestly, I think we can see a lot of different stuff today. We got a possible opportunity at tarpon while we're trying to catch a snook, you know, cobia while we're catching grouper. Our big point today is gonna be throwing lures for gags. Should be a blast. Guys, we're pulling up to our first spot here, and we're going to be throwing some plugs for gags. This is a Nomad 145 DTX. One of the plugs we're going to be throwing, we're going to be throwing some Halcos, some different stuff, but you know, it's kind of what we're going to be doing. We're going to throw a handful of pinfish out there, try to get the fish excited, drag some lures through there. You know, it's a lot of fun, and God willing, you get to see some great bites and some hard pulling fish, but you know, typically, as you'll see, most of the time it's just kind of a straight retrieve. Like, it's not that complicated, right? You know, we're just gonna throw the plug out there, we're gonna reel it in quick, and in a perfect world, it's gonna get smoked. And that's kind of one of the things about it. It's normally pretty quick fishing. You're gonna pull up to a spot, you know, you may get 2 bites, you may get 6 bites, but it's all gonna happen in just a couple of minutes, and then they're usually gonna shut off. Go to the next spot, do it again. But should be able to see some really fun stuff here. Looking forward to it. Our setup here is pretty simple. I would say maybe kind of generic. It's a 7.2 heavy action Stunner X spinning rod, Saragossa 8000, 50-pound braid. I've tied an FG knot on this one, and I've got 5 foot of 60-pound fluorocarbon. It's like the same setup you would use for like tarpon and cobia, right? Like that. This isn't, you know, something that has to be wildly specific to this fishery, but you know, a good heavy spinning rod. You know, yes, can you use lighter stuff for these fish? Absolutely, but kind of the whole point is that we don't want to break a fish off on a plug. I got some bait rods set up with 30-pound braid, medium action rods. You know, we're gonna do. I don't have an issue if you want to catch a fish on something lighter, to throw a bait at him to where it's only one hook. But you know, the last thing we want to do is leave all that hardware right there in a fish's mouth. You know, you're almost certainly sentencing them to death. But on the plug stuff, like I said, heavy action rod, 8000 reel, makes it a lot of fun. That's a good one too, right there. There you go. So that's our first one in the morning. Probably about a 24, 25 inch fish. And God willing, we'll catch a bunch more bigger than that, but fun fish, hit right next to the boat. Pretty blue tail. So that's the little baby guy, but Mike caught him on a pinfish on a circle hook. That's typically what we use. We're just free lining them. Same thing, 60-pound fluorocarbon. Right at the boat. Nice fish too. That's a perfect example right there of why you always reel that thing all the way to the boat, because you never know where exactly those fish are going to be. That circle hook will stick pretty good on a set. Boga grip can make a phenomenal dehooker. That's a better one. So that would be like a right at legal fish during the season, which is in September. About 24 incher. That's a good one. That's a good one right there. You know, one thing about Brian Hills, he's very humble. That's a nice fish. Ooh, so is that one. There's a pair of nice ones. And so far the tide's been running really hard, so the plug bite hasn't been that phenomenal. But I mean, we've caught quite a few fish. We just haven't caught as many of these on plugs as we'd like to, but we'll be getting to that in just a minute. Get these guys unhooked and we'll get another one. Set him back in the water for a second. That circle hook comes right out. Pick that one up right there, Mike. Just leave it right on the bottom. I don't know if it's a jack or a cobia. Mike, just bring your rod tip toward mine. Nope. Keep your line tight. Cobia, look at him. Let's walk him around the boat. Look at that fish. Brian, take this thing and hang on him. Back under, back under, back under, back under. Go. Yes, I know. You guys gotta work together here a little better. Maybe. Watch out. Yeah. Get away from him. Woo! Well, there's some cobias. We found the jacks sitting right here on this little ledge. We put 2 thread fins on the bottom and bang, bang. All right, let's see how big they are. They have to be 36 inches to keep now, not 33. It's a nice fish. We have our Bubba Blade ruler. He's 36 inches to the fork.
36 plus.
Yep, 36 and a little bit. We'll take that one. There's one. And this one actually looks a little longer than that one.
Yeah. Skinnier.
Skinnier, yes.
Yeah.
Just a touch longer.
Right.
Long enough. We've been at this spot 5 minutes. There's a pair of them. So we just pulled up to this ledge. There was a big giant school of jacks. We threw some of our grouper plugs out there. We caught a double header of jacks. We took 2 thread fins, dropped them on the bottom on regular grouper rigs. And we got a pair of legal cobia. This one's like 36 and a little bit, 36 and an eighth or so, and that one's like 36 and a half, but perfect eating fish. You know, that skinnier fish probably go 18 pounds. This one will probably go 21, 22, but they're gonna be great dinner on the grill, that's for sure. Awesome way to pull up to a spot and get greeted with a double header like that. Hold on, don't drop yet, Mike, don't drop yet. He's under the boat hard. Axe Cobra. Go ahead, Mike. Ah, Cobra Kai. So you look at this real quick, you can see, if you go back here, that's the cobia where the cursor's on. That's the sinker, and that cobia swims in and then goes off. But that's kind of it. See, the up and down is the fact that Mike's bait is sitting there going up and down. As the waves come up and down, Mike's bait's getting pulled up and down. Now we're gonna try to use, hey, I have a very angry customer over here that's fighting a cobia, and he's disappointed about it. So that is a beautiful fish, and probably looks like 34 inches or so, but it wouldn't matter because we already have 2. So perfect world, take that bugger grip, and it'll do just like that for you. Kind of convenient. That has a cobia look to it. Ah, it's a cobia. Swing it to me. Just like that. Hold him out to the side. Hold him out to the side. Rod tip down low, down low, down low. Not allowed to use the gunnel. How many's with him? Now that is a nice one. We already have ours.
And to establish who caught it, and by whom, with whom, without any what?
Yep, this was caught by a guy named Mike. Oh, God. He won't break my wrist. I'm trying to get that hook out of me. That's a nice one. We're about to let go. Probably about a 40-inch fish or so. Oh my God. There you go. Well, we've caught a lot of fish to this spot. Fixing to go to another one. Throw plugs for gags. We're gonna see how many of those we can catch and let go. So Brian here is using a medium action Stunner X, which is like, I don't know, kind of like yeah, professionals. It's kind of like a great rod for like catching, mangrove snapper offshore. You'll see us do a lot of that stuff. Yeah, or anything Brian wants to catch, but it's definitely a lighter action, which is why, you see a fish like this kind of spank up on the old man a little bit. Right there. You can see him. There he is. Throw yours, throw yours. Look at the other ones behind him too. God, look at all of them. Oh, we missed him right there. There we go. Look at that, look at the other ones right here. That's a nice fish. You're throwing too far. Oh, did he miss it? There he is! Oh, what a bite! He was right there too. What a bite. Good right there! What a bite. That was awesome. That's a nice fish, Mike. Look at that guy. Perfect. We have been throwing the same Nomad DTX 145 for 2 days doing this. This is our second day of it. And I don't know how many fish that big it's caught. Oh, there's a good one right there. We'll let this one go so I can grab a hold of that one. That's a good one. It's about a 30-inch fish. See, circle hook catches him right in the lip. Work it right out. 12, 13 pounder or so. We just got back to the dock with Brian and Mike, and it was mostly a catch and release day, but we did catch a pair of nice cobias, and we did keep those. But, the gag fishing was really awesome. Right there when that tide kind of slowed down at the end, they got really good. I got some great footage of catching them on plugs, catching them on bait. That's really what those guys came here for, was that catch and release gag fishing. But we're gonna get these guys filleted up and get them ready for the grill. It was an awesome experience out there today.